Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to our QuickBook accounting software training. In this section, we're going to be looking at the step-by-step guide on how to set up a chart of account from scratch, irrespective of the accounting application you are working with, whether it is Oracle, Sage 50, QuickBook, and many other complex accounting applications all over the world. The chart of account is a very critical area that make up the global accounting system of an organization. So if the chart of account is not properly designed, it has a way of affecting significantly the accounting system. That is the reason why I always tell my students that when it comes to chart of account, you really need to apply 99.9, in fact 100% due diligence to ensure that every books of account are properly mapped to their respective account type, and that is what we are going to be putting you through here in this training. Having said so, let's quickly have a good grasp of what a chart of accounts is. A layman will define a chart of account as a structured list of all books of account or ledger accounts maintained by an organization or company. Or I would say that an organized list of all financial accounts used by an organization or business is called what? A chart of accounts. So the chart of account in real sense is just a structured list of all books of account that is being maintained by an organization. An example of such books of account are number one, cash books, sales ledgers, account receivables, account payables, and many more. So a list that has all the full breakdown of the different books of account that an organization has or maintained is called what? A chart of accounts. Let me quickly show you a quick pictorial structure of what a chart of account is. Now you can see from my laptop screen, this is a simple chart of account where we have the code, account type, account name, descriptions, amount. Let me change this to expense before we proceed. Now, from the first column, we have the code. That simply means every book of account that is being created must have a unique number, which is called the chart of account code. As you can see from our laptop screen, the first book of account or ledger account is the revenue, and the chart of account code that was created for it is 1000. That simply means even if you have more than 900 or 300 books of accounts, the chart of account code must be unique for each of these books of account that is being created. So please, you need to take notes. Then the second column has the account type. In accounting, there are five elements of account, which is called the account type, right? And every relevant books of account are built upon this five elements of accounts, namely the income, expense, asset, liabilities, and what equity. Now, if you can see from my simple chart of accounts, the revenue is mapped to income. Non-operating income is also an income, and it is being mapped to income as the account type. Then we have the cost of sale, which is an expense, and it is being mapped towards an expense as the account type. Likewise, other relevant books of account that we have. So that simply means in building or developing a chart of account, you must ensure that every relevant books of account are properly mapped to their respective account type. Then the next, which is the third column, has the account name. You can see revenue, non-operating income, cost of sales, import duty, carriage inward, administrative expense. So these are the relevant books of account that is being maintained by this artificial company. Then the fourth column has the description that gives users an idea of what each of these book of accounts stands for. Then the last is amount, as simple as that. So having understood the simple structure of a chart of account, now let's understand the basic principles that will guide you in designing a chart of account from scratch. Now, the first principle states that you need to understand the company's nature of business and scale of operation so that you will know the relevant books of accounts that you need to create for the organization. Number two, understand the accounting application chart of account template customization. So please and please, this second principle is very, very important because you need to carry out what is called a walkthrough on the accounting application you're working with, whether it is QuickBook, Oracle, Sage, and many other companies' accounting application, to understand the chart of account template customization, because it is very, very necessary so that you know the account type and ensure that the book of account that you're going to create are properly mapped to the exact account type. Let me show you that of QuickBook quickly before we proceed to the third principle. Now, in QuickBook, as we have it here, I just need to access the chart of accounts through the list menu. From the list, I will click on it or I will press Ctrl A. Let me close down this for now. This is the chart of accounts here that QuickBook has created for this company, which is HK Limited. Now, to access the account type, I'll just right click here, then I'll go to Edit Account. Here, Edit Account. Now, at the top, you'll see account type. Under account type, when I click on this down arrow, you'll see all the list of various account type that you need to know. Like I told you, in accounting, there are five elements of account. You understand? But now, for me to make the system to recognize account receivable as an asset, which represents, now we already know that account receivable is an asset and it is a current asset by extension. But for us to make the system to understand that this account here called account receivable represents book of accounts that manage all debt owed by a customer to a company, then I must ensure that the account type is called account receivable based on QuickBook account template customization. Then I'll move to the next, which is account payable. For account payable, we already know that account payable represents um, current liabilities, that is, debt in which the company owed to third party. It could be the vendor, yeah, to the vendor, right? Ordinarily, account payable is what a liability and it falls under the current liability. But if you check our accounting application, it breaks it down to account payable here as the account type. You can see account payable. So therefore, I need to change this from liability, which is account type, to the exact account type keyword that we have here in QuickBook, which is account payable. So that is how simple it is. Now, if you look at this cost of sales on account that to record the sales of goods at its cost price. You understand that is the objective of the cost of sale, to record the sales of goods at its cost price. While the revenue record the sales of goods at the selling price, the cost of sale record the cost of goods at its what cost price. That is the reason why at the end of the day we don't need to do that traditional accounting system where we need to add opening stock plus purchase, less withdraw drawings, less carriage, add carriage inward, and do one or two adjustment before we arrive at the cost of goods sold, because the system will automatically uh, give you your cost of sales when you uh, create an account ledger for it and ensure it's being properly mapped to its exact account type. Now, the cost of sale is an expense. Now, the question is, what type of expense? The cost of sale is a direct expense because it relates to the cost price of the product, right? So instead of leaving the account type as an expense, now if you want the system to recognize this cost of sale ledger account as a direct expense, then we need to use the exact keyword as the account type. Now, if you check the QuickBook, we have the exact keyword here, which is cost of goods sold, which I know every other accounting application has it at cost of goods sold. Therefore, the account type must be cost of goods sold if you want the system to recognize it as a direct expense. So I'll cancel expense word here and add cost of goods sold. As simple as that. Likewise, import duty. Import duty is also a direct expense because it relates to the expense an organization may incur to import their product. That means if they are into foreign trade. So uh, I will change this keyword here from expense to cost of goods sold. Move to the next, which is carriage inward. Carriage inward to cost of cost of transporting your product to your store is also a direct expense. While the rest, like administrative expense, distribution expense, are indirect expense. So we can leave it as an expense because the system will recognize it as an indirect expense if the keyword here is just an expense. So that's all about what this principle is talking about. That understand the accounting application chart of account template customization so that you will be able to know map each of the books of account to its appropriate account type. Then we'll proceed to the next principle that states that build your chart of account from the five elements of account. Like I told you earlier, that every books of account are built upon the five elements of account, namely income, expense, asset, liabilities, and equity. So it is from these elements of account that every relevant books of account are built upon. So you need to ensure that your relevant books of account are tied to the respective account element, and by tying it to the respective account element, you need to ensure that you understand the accounting application chart of account template customization when it comes to the account type keywords. Then we'll proceed to the next principle. Map each account to its appropriate accounting element. Map each account to its appropriate accounting element. So if you look at what we have here, you see that all these relevant books of account are tied to their respective accounting element or account type. Revenue is tied to income. Non-operating income is tied to income. We have cost of sales is tied to what? Cost of goods sold because it is a direct expense. Likewise, other books of account, ordinary shares is tied to what? Equity. As simple as that. Then we'll move to the next principle. It states that assign a code to each ledger account in a chronicle order. Now, if you look at the simple chart of account that we have, every book of account created here has its own unique chart of account code. And by extension, the chart of account code is breaking down into the five elements of account in a chronicle order. Now, for income, it has from 1000 to 1999. That simply means any book of account that will be created under income must fall within this chart of account code bracket 1000 to 1999. It shouldn't exceed that. Then for the expense, expense starts from 2000 to 2999. That simply means every relevant books of account that you need to create under expense must fall within this range. Likewise, that of assets, assets we have it as 3000 to 3999. Then liability we have it as 4000 to 4999. Then for equity from 5,000 to 5,999. So that's all about what this principle wants us to do. Then the last is structure your ledger account into general ledger and sub ledger. So uh, based on what we have here, let me use the bank as a case study. It will not make sense in reality that you have a bank account for your company or your business, and while creating the account, you just leave it or leave it blank as just bank as the account name. Now, it is good that you know to spell out the exact bank of account you are talking about. So in a situation whereby you have more than one bank, maybe you have account with Polaris, you have account with Fidelity, you have an account with Access Bank for your company, then you need to create a sub account under this bank account. Now the bank account will be your general ledger. Why the exact bank account will be the sub ledger. You understand? Because of space, I would have shown you how you can um, add it here. But don't worry, at the course of this training, you will get to understand how you can create a sub ledger to a general ledger. So that is basically what you need to know about the principles in designing a chart of accounts from scratch. So having understood this, let's look at how I'm going to set up a chart of account from scratch for HK Limited using QuickBook Desktop. Now, what I will do right now is for me to log into my